Okay, as I take a look at your content and your coding, first of all, I don't see any issues with your coding. You're right on with HTML. So that's a good thing. That's going to help you when you work with the CSS and start adding more styles to this. When I look at your coding, you're using lists, you're using a table tag. The only issue you have is the article tag. Okay, and the reason why I say that is your closing article tag, especially like on products, needs to go and encompass the whole section of your page content. Okay, and that's something that's consistent on every page that you have to do. So your article tag is your main article section of your page that you're working with. So you want to definitely do that. Um, when I look at this, one of the things I would suggest looking at is especially for your products page that you have here. I want to bring out a little bit more importance, what makes it stand out compared to the rest. And I just went to, first thing I went to is I went to petco.com. One of the things that they talk about when they're dry food, like the different types of dog food, notice how they have a little caption. Okay, so grain, oops, let me go back here. Looks like this is all a link, but grain free real potato dry food, whatever on that part. So what I'm thinking you might have to do is a couple things here. You might have to have two tables, one for dog food, one for toys. And then what will happen is, so like EMS, where you have the toy column where it says Buddha, you type in the description of that dog food. Okay, so what will happen is then it will look like something like this. Give it a little more explanation because not everybody know what's the difference between blue buffalo and IAMS. Okay, and you could add two tables that way. I also think that what would be nice to do is to have a services list right before your tables, and have a definition list. I'll post a video on showing you how to create a definition list after this video. But what I'm thinking that you do is up here at the very top, you create a definition list right before the table. And what I would look at is even like Petco. I went to Petco's website, and they have services: dog grooming, self-wash, dog training, veterinarian care, pet sitting, pet adoptions. And then what you do is you would have a definition, and then you would have the term, or I'm sorry, the definition term, which would be positive training, adoptions, and then a definition right below it. So what that will look like, definition list, and so it's basically you have the term, then you have the definition with the DD. And it's using the DL, and what it's going to look like, it's going to indent this, and it makes it easier to read. So I'm going to post a video right after this, and that will help you out for that part. The other thing I want you to look at for next week or the next task, start looking at font choices. You definitely want to make your main Happy Paw stand out. You probably want a serif font. One of the things I suggest that you do is you go to Google, fonts.google.com, and there's a variety of different fonts you can actually download and install. Not install, but link to. So like for example, you might like this font here. So I click on plus and adds it. And what I'll do is I'll click on this down here. And actually it's, let me subtract this one up here. So it'll list out the whole thing. What you do here is you copy the link tag, and you come over to all your head sections of every page. Has to be at the top of every page. So you paste that in, just put it right after the style sheet. Then in your style sheet, what you do is what element you want to apply it to. So like for example H1, and then I want to come back here to my Google, and I'm going to copy font family, and then what I'm going to do is I put it right there. I change the font size. My, we'll see what it looks like. And let me go to the products page. So see how it changes the font. Great way. Google font, best way to go when you want to choose a different font for your machine, and make sure, because if you don't, people don't have that font, they won't be able to see it. So that's why you have to have that link.